Hey Dauhl lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to talk about a sneak peek that was dropped on Instagram yesterday by Mattel, showing some of the 2019 fashionistas that they will be releasing this fall. Now, when I saw this picture, I was automatically excited because last week, I think around Thursday or Friday, I saw an article that was posted on Instagram, just a little small snippet. So I went and Googled the article, and Mattel kind of released a teaser about what we were going to be able to expect from the release of the Fashionistas for this fall. So I'm just going to read to you guys the little snippet that kind of piqued everyone's interest and kind of gave us all like a sneak peek of what was to come, and then we're going to kind of talk about the picture that was dropped yesterday, and then my quick thoughts on the, I think it was 7 fashionistas that we kind of got a little sneak peek of. So the article was posted on a website called The Cut, and the only part that I'm interested is a paragraph. It was about 3-4 paragraphs down, and it says, "The company," speaking of Mattel, "has famously tried over the years to keep pace with the changing role of women and changing ideas about who counts in our culture. In 2016, Mattel introduced 3 new body types for its legacy product, petite, tall, and curvy. And this year, it's releasing a doll in a wheelchair and one with a prosthetic limb, as well as debuting a new braided hair texture and yet another body type. Smaller bust, less defined waist, more defined arms. Indeed, with 100 plus skin tones, hair colors and textures, eye colors and facial structures already introduced, more than half of the Barbies purchased today are something other than the blonde hair, blue-eyed original." Sorry guys, my phone started ringing, so I hope that you heard the entire article. But yeah, that was a sneak peek that someone at Mattel kind of dropped and hinted at what we were going to be able to expect from the 2019 line. So let's kind of go ahead and get into the picture that's been circulating all over Instagram since yesterday. I'm really excited about it. Now I'm going to post a picture somewhere on the screen so you guys can kind of follow along with me on my opinions. As you can see, there is 7 new fashionistas that they have previewed us to see. I'm kind of expecting there to be a little bit more, but this was the 7 that was introduced. Now we're going to kind of start from left to right, and let's talk about the new curvy Barbie in the tropical dress. Now, I'm not good when it comes to face molds, knowing if they're new or old, or the name of the face molds, or if a face mold has been used before, like previously. So just looking at her, it kind of looks like we're going to get a new face mold, and I could be wrong. I'm still kind of stalking some of the Instagram accounts that I follow who are well versed in Barbie face molds to kind of see if they comment whether this is new or if it's an older one. And if it's an older one, I'll go ahead and post it in the description box below. But I'm not really a huge fan of her. I don't really like the new face mold. I love the closed mouth Barbie, so she's cute. I will definitely purchase her for her dress because, you know, that is really cute. So I'm enjoying that. The one next to her, that's the one I'm excited about. I think this is the new body type that Mattel was talking about. They said, you know, less defined waist, more muscular arms, a smaller chest. And to me, she seems like a very androgynous Barbie. And androgyny, for those of you who don't know the definition, just really quickly, it's someone who possesses both masculine and feminine features. And she is really androgynous to me. She looks like she has both masculine and feminine features. I heard someone on Instagram comment and say she's probably like the new non-binary body type that Mattel has been using. And, you know, they, them, her, he, they, we, she, whatever pronouns non-binary, gender fluid people use. I think that this is a doll that Mattel is trying to produce to represent those who do not want to identify or who identify with both sexes. She has not want to say a very masculine hairstyle, because her hairstyle kind of reminds me of what I have on my head, and some days it's more, to me, my hairstyle can just be both ways, because just to be honest, me and my two oldest boys have the same exact hairstyle. So she is giving me all those vibes. She's going to be a regular size Barbie. At first I thought she was petite, and then I had to look back at the picture. She's a regular size Barbie. So I'm definitely loving her. I'm definitely feeling her. And I have been wanting to create an androgynous custom Barbie for a while. I was speaking to someone in my DMs, a friend, all the little dolls, and she was speaking about creating something similar to this. So I'm glad that we have a body type that kind of reflects the way that I want it to go in customizing an androgynous doll. I wish she was made to move. That kind of defeats the purpose, having to rebody her, but I'm really loving her. Now next to her, we're getting the Barbie in a wheelchair, and Mattel has not made a Barbie in a wheelchair for a very, very long time. I'm bad with dates, so I don't want to say 80s, 90s was the last time we got her, and I don't want to say her name is Becky, but I'm kind of leaning toward her name being Becky, like Barbie's friend's Becky. It could be Betty. It's horrible. But if I find out the name of the Barbie that was previously released by Mattel that was in the wheelchair, it'll be across the screen. But we're getting another Barbie in a wheelchair, and Mattel, or the Barbie account, commented under someone's comment on their account in this picture saying that this doll will actually be made to move, because they want her to be able to position and move freely in the wheelchair, and that they worked with a company to design a wheelchair that closely resembled wheelchairs that people are using today. So I like the fact that she's going to be made to move, and that they worked with a team to design a wheelchair that's going to resemble a realistic wheelchair. I also love the fact that they did not make the wheelchair pink. They made it a blue. You see chrome, you see black. So I'm glad that they strayed away from the pink in this. And I'm also glad that they didn't make it Barbie's friend who was in the wheelchair. They actually made it Barbie who was in the wheelchair herself. I believe in inclusivity and representation for all kids out here. So the fact that they didn't make it like a Teresa face mold or her black friend, that they actually made it Barbie herself, I really like it, because if Barbie's whole motto is be what you want to be, or whatever it is, the fact that it was her who they put in the wheelchair, I'm enjoying, and I'm hoping that we get an African American version of this doll. They also said that it's going to retail for more than their usual fashionistas. I think the comment said $19.99, so she is going to be a little bit more expensive, but you can't expect that because she comes with a wheelchair. Now the one next to her, she's a tall Barbie. I'm not sure if her face mold is new, but this is the one that they were talking, the new braided hairstyle. Now I'm going to pause right here for a second. We know that Mattel watches Instagram accounts. They watch YouTube videos. They look and put feelers out for what us adult doll collectors do when it comes to customizing our own dolls, what we do to their product, buying it and creating it to be something of our own. I know that to be 100% true. So this to me was not really an original idea by Mattel. It was just something that they've seen on Dollstagram plenty of times, and they decided to say, hey, they're buying our girls, they're ripping her hair out and they're replacing it with, I call them micro braids. So let's go ahead and give them a doll that has this new braided hair texture and make some money off of it. So that's exactly what they've done. I've seen this hair texture in another doll line. I've seen the micro braids and plenty of customized dolls. So this is not an original idea to us as doll collectors. It's just an original idea to Mattel. And it's really not that original. But I'm liking that they have created this doll with the braided hair texture. She's cute, and I'm going to purchase her for the simple fact that she's a new hairstyle and she's actually pretty cute. I'm going to snap that head off and rebody her onto a tall made-to-move Barbie, but that is definitely one of the ones I do plan on purchasing. Now the girl next to her, okay, there's a lot of mix opinions about her, but I'm going to give my opinion. She is the new fashionista that's going to have the prosthetic leg. And I was looking online and seeing different comments under the picture on Mattel's account, as well as other people kind of saying that she was too politically correct and that Mattel was trying to expose children to too much too soon. And I'm really not understanding what these adults or these parents are saying. How can a doll with a prosthetic limb be too politically correct or exposing children to too much too soon? There are children in this world that have prosthetic limbs. This is just not limited to adults. This is limited to, well, not limited, you know what I mean? It's not limited to adults. Anyone can have a prosthetic limb. And the fact that these parents are all up in arms because it's too politically correct, I don't understand how this can be too politically correct. Children need to be exposed to diversity at a younger age because that's when their minds are more malleable. And you can influence how they perceive people who are different in a positive way instead of waiting till they're older and they've picked up these negative outside influences from other people. When I was going to school, I had someone in my grade that only had one arm. I know my children have someone in their school, elementary school, who has a prosthetic limb. So I'm not understanding where this is exposing children who are already being exposed to this in their everyday environment to politically correct. I am glad that Mattel is making strides to include all of this diversity, especially this year in their line. The first company that I saw release a doll with the prosthetic limb was the My Life as Walmart 18-inch doll brand. They released a gymnast 18-inch doll last year with a prosthetic limb, her leg, and I'm glad that Mattel is doing the same thing. Now, I was thinking this, and I saw a lot of other people thinking this. It would have been amazing if she was a made-to-move doll, if her prosthetic limb was able to move, if her other leg was able to move, if her arms were able to move freely. This would have been amazing, but this is a step in the right direction, and I'm definitely going to purchase her and add her to my collection, only because this is the first time Mattel has done something like this. And me wanting to have children walk down the aisle and see representation of themselves, this is going to make some little girl or some little boy very, very excited to be able to now go out and buy a Barbie that resembles them or has the features of what they deal with in their everyday life. So I love this. Next to them, we have another Huskykin. I will honestly only be purchasing him for his outfit. I like it. My guys need more clothes. We don't often get a lot of fashionable fashion packs from Mattel for the guys. I would love to see this year that they release 2 packs for Ken's like they do the 2 packs for Barbie, but I'll buy him for his clothes. Honestly, what throws me off about Mattel's boy versions of dolls is the molded hair that they give them. Like, if the Barbies can have the rooted hair, can you please explain to me why our guys cannot have rooted hair? I would appreciate that very much if you could just, root it, flock it, do something. But this molded, like, I'm zooming in, that's all plastic and that's all bad. I mean, he has like his when I see his lips, maybe it's just a picture, but he's kind of like I'm sorry, that's how his lips look. It's just like, yeah, we're going to get him, we're going to get his clothes, and we're going to throw him in the bin, his little poor naked body, and maybe bring him out as an extra in a photo story. And finally, we have the Asian girl in the unicorn believer dress. Mattel has played it safe with yet another Asian doll. She looks sweet, she looks wholesome, she's safe. Like, they don't make her edgy, they don't make her exciting, they give her the same facial feature, and to me it's not like a full 100% Asian face. It's like she's mixed with Asian and Caucasian. So Mattel has played it safe with her again. She's safe, she's sweet, she's cute. I'm not wowed by her face mold. I'm almost positive that this is one that has been used before. I will buy her solely for that dress. as far as that, I think that they need to kind of branch out when it comes to their Asian dolls. You know, Asian girls are not just wholesome and sweet and studious. Like, they just make it seem like they have absolutely no personality. The last Asian Barbie that I purchased, no, I've purchased two since this one, but the Asian Barbie that they released with the orange hair, I guess that was their attempt at being a little bit edgier, but I totally customized her. I took her, gave her dreads, pierced her, gave her some dark lips. Like, I mimicked her after someone I knew growing up when I was in school. And I would like to see, you know, Mattel be a little bit more diverse with their Asian girls, but she's just meh to me. So yeah, these are the 7 2019 Fall Fashionistas that dropped yesterday and that have been circulating around the doll community. And overall, I'm super excited for the new dolls that we are going to be getting from Mattel. So this is the question for this doll talk video for you guys. Let me know in the comments below which of these 7 fashionistas you're most excited about and which ones will you be adding to your collection. It would not be a video if I didn't mess up a word. Which ones would you be adding? Which ones will you be adding to your collection this fall? Well, guys, it's too early in the morning for this. Okay, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. As soon as I upload a video, go ahead and head over to Instagram and follow me at the Dollhouse. I'm active on there literally almost every day. It's probably quite sad. And until next time, guys, much love. Collection.